Hey everybody, John Smale here again, talking about trips down memory lane, stories surrounding Smales Pace, a coffee house I owned back in the 70s in London, Ontario. One of the greatest memorable hangouts that we all went to, certainly this wasn't limited to the 70s, was the York Hotel. It was a tavern hotel right across the street from the train station. So it would be one of those uh, with accommodations upstairs. There were many of these tavern hotels around London, all around Ontario. In fact, it was a real Canadian phenomenon. In England, they had pubs, and above the pub, they had rooms. Also, this is our version of a Great Britain kind of a place where it was called your local. Now, there were no windows on the ground floor, basically, that people could look into, like children and women could not see the sin going on within. There were Venetian blinds, or there was some kind of frosting on the windows. Typically the floors were all terrazzo or some easy to clean mop up thing because spilled beer was everywhere. These places didn't serve liquor. They were basically draft beer and some bottled beer. Draft would typically cost 20 cents a glass for little 7-ounce flared top glass, and you'd usually order by the tray because it was so cheap. So a tray of 25 would cost $5, and you'd take turns around the table passing them out. Smoking was everywhere. These places typically smelled of a lot of smoke. It seemed like everybody smoked because cigarettes were about 50 cents a pack, and there were vending machines everywhere. Put your couple quarters in or 3 quarters, and pull out your whatever your favorite candy of the day was. You might ask, well, what was the attraction of this York Hotel? What made it any different than all those other places like the Rideout or the Embassy or the Wellington House or the other ones in that sort of area downtown, the Tecumseh? What was different about this is where the art community hung out. Artists, actors, graphic artists, musicians, of course. There's some photos here I've posted up. The bottom one is especially interesting because it really captures the mood. This is a daytime shot with the light streaming through the windows. You'll see a huge TV up there on the wall is a big box, probably a 17-inch screen, but probably 17 inches deep also. And over in the corner where the window is where the band always set up. There's a piano there in the corner too, and I used to play there as a young guy too. But this band here in the upper corner is called the Nihilus Spasm Band, and they were a group of London artists that got together and played cacophonous music. It would sort of be accidental music, whatever, and it was just different enough. And Jim and Melissa hung out there, and golly, some of the musicians that played Smales Pace also did gigs down there, and bluegrass became very popular down there with the Dixie Flyers. So that was the attraction. So SmalesPace used to run, from about, the show would go on at 8, and we'd be finished by about 11. So we'd all trundle down the street about 3 blocks down, and we walked down and hang out until the place closed. And Mo and Eddie would be there, of course, and get ready, the Smales are coming. And we had really good, harmless times of telling jokes and laughing our way through life. That's my little story about how people get together for a good time over a couple of beers and back in those days, a few cigarettes. And, what can I say? It was as memorable as SmalesPace to so many people over the years, and it's indelibly in my mind, and I'm sure a lot of people share my feelings about the York Hotel. Hope you enjoyed this episode today. Let me know if you got any comments or photos of the days of the York Hotel. Let me know, and please do subscribe. We'll keep you in touch. Bye-bye. Talk to you soon. Cheers.